Are we there yet, Tugboat?
Quiet down back there. We'll be at Unified Esports Festival 2020 here soon enough. We're not stopping until Buena Vista tells us to, okay? More complaints, more complaints. Is that not good at all? I think that's who's on the dock, and that's who's going to be telling us to stop here, okay? Not you. We actually do kind of need somebody to pull this down. All right.
Don't make me pull this car over. Okay,
I think it's backwards. I think it's backwards. I'm the one driving the car.
No, we're going that way? Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
We've had our fun here.
Absolutely. We are here live, Rocket League fans. We are actually stopped and ready to go here at the Unified Esports Festival 2021, hosted by the Cornhusker State Games. I'm FBI Tugboat. That's Kendai Slice, and you are not.
That's kind of an interesting way to start things off. I mean,
happy we're here for it.
But we do have a wonderful celebration of Rocket League action. We have been waiting quite an amount of time here. Valorant and League of Legends were kind of the stars.
Lesser esports.
Day one. Yeah, we'll go with lesser esports in this case. I'm pretty sure there's a few people who may have an argument against that. They may or may not be looking you up later on in the night. So I'm just saying in advance, Dad, I'm not defending you. You can drive the car and I'll just
He's
watch
just like his
away.
mother. We're having a whole lot of fun here. We're looking at Buena Vista and not good at all going to battle in Champions Field right now. Best of 5 action is starting now, Kendo.
And of course, with this esports festival, it's going to be two teams we don't necessarily know, players that we may not or be familiar with, but it's local talent. And that's something I love, Tugboat. The fact that we have players who showed up day of and they've entered a tournament, and you might not get some of the best quality. You may not see a Philip or a reset or a Philip reset in this game. However, you will be having some fun action. The folks are going to be having fun on the stage, and Sky's going to score first blood here.
There you go. That's the first goal of the day. That's not Buena Vista, striking first at 1-0, about 36 seconds in. You said it there. This is duos, so a little bit more wonkiness action, right? The full 3-man team we're generally more accustomed to.
Yeah, and with 3-man rotations, a lot of times you can add that additional layer, both offensively and defensively. You can be a little more forward in your thought process, and you get away with being unpunished. Here, everything comes with a risk, and your individual play will end up shining through. Can you beat both players? You can show it off here, or you may just see some of those magnificent pass plays in the midfield. Sky gonna break in on this ball off the sidewall, and it's a second goal.
Yes, sir. That Sky is falling. Just as a little bit of clarity action. Trev is playing on the Icy Chiller account. I played against Icy Chiller. Not that great a Rocket League, my friend. Not that great a Rocket League.
Yeah, from what we understand, yeah, it's Trev. Icy Chiller is the name here because we had a small issue with a login, and it always happens here in the LAN environment when you least expect it. It's almost like nobody brings their own computers or anything like that.
Who would have guessed it? Back to Champions Field here. Easy peasy stop in the front. That's Adventure coming in. No points for you. But yet, Sky from the top, that makes sense. Not at all, but doubling up in the corner right now. Now having to rotate on back. This guy is trying something wonky from up top. There it is. It just barely hits the right corner. Still going at it. Sky not getting this one up quite yet. Big boost in more. He's got plenty to do with this one. Back hits more and gets it past opportunities right there. Now popped up in play, and we're reversing the side of this field.
Now, of course, this is the winner's final, and it's a best of 5, Tugboat. And from what we understand, Buena Vista has been an extremely lucrative squad when it comes to winning out against their opponents. They're 2-0 in each and every matchup that they have seen. And the only solace I can offer at this point is we know we're not going to see it in 2-0 because it's going to be a best of 5.
Yes, sir. There will be a winner. There will be a loser. Now, will it be 3-0? That is yet to see. We have seen nothing but sweeps so far. That's Buena Vista coming in 2-0. Challenge in round 1, 2-0 against Monkey. But let's get to the past a little bit later. Nice chiller. That's Trev coming in on this one. Attempted pass up the top. That's going to be intercepted for right now. Back to the corner here. Not good at all. Puts this up perfectly. Sky's going to take that one to the bank 9 times out of 10.
You have to make sure you keep the handle on the ball. Good retreat. Icy Chiller did get contact, but if you do not have a semblance of a thought after your initial contact, you could leave the ball wide open. That was an open net, and Buena Vista will convert.
Yes, sir. Not good at all. Looking for their first goal and to kind of reverse the meaning of that name, perhaps. Icy Chiller again. This is Trev playing on Icy Chiller's account. Back over to the bottom. Little pop play up. Is not able to get a hand on this one. Back on over to it. Now that Sky put up and easily, almost easily in. That's the teammate, and that's why we're playing twos.
Exactly. Not a Jewel finally shining through here, and that is an initiation by Sky. It's one of the places where in twos you can really cover your teammate. It is also where things can go awry, where you would have a third person back in threes, and you could go for that much easier. You have to make sure that it is a sure thing if you commit the second man. Buena Vista, credit to them. They did it extremely well, and now they are up by 4 with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, this is not insurmountable by any means, but the grains of sand running out of the hourglass, that is time here for not good at all. Again, they'll have 2 more shots. That's the absolute least in this best of 5, but not looking good so far. Back to the middle. Ball has really not spent a whole lot of time here in the middle quite so far, but now that Sky popping up and over 2 members of not good at all, men meeting that one in the back. And you said this earlier, man, with 3 different players, obviously you have so much more opportunity for rotations, both offensively and defensively.
Well, here is a pass into midfield, a quick one-timer, but equal to the task is Trev to put that one away, and they're going to get a long clear down. Now, of course, there's always a differentiation between teams' schools of thought. There's long clears, but if you lose control of them, just like we see there, it can lead easily to a transition goal. Adventure, gonna wish they could have that one back because that was straight onto the nose of Sky, and it almost looked like an offensive play. Instead, it's an interception.
It's fair enough. It's fair enough. Not good at all. Still looking for their first with about 1:10 up top. That would be the interruption of momentum at this point, but Buena Vista is all but put a cap on top of this game number 1. Back over to it. Sky, more methodical blocks on that one. Adventure, Nerd, and teammate. That's going to be Trev. Still looking and over here. And they've been in defense for so long right now. Buena Vista has just been taking them to task, Kendo.
It's been very rough for them, and there's another one off the 50-50. This is a great read by Sky. Nada Jewel sets everything up with a brilliant wall play, and we do see Trev almost able to get there in time, but too much forward momentum means Buena Vista have a pure 6-goal lead with 45 to go.
Yeah, usually a good thing, this forward momentum. Can't say stagnant, Kendo, but at the end of the day, not good at all. It's just not been spreading out their members across this field. Granted, there's only 2 of them. That only makes it all the more important. 33 seconds up top. We're going to say that this first game is now beyond the realm of physical possibility to come back. This will require Buena Vista to basically put down their controllers. Back over to it, looking for the 7th. Just to, lucky number 7, right?
Exactly. I mean, we'd all like to go Brazil in this game, potentially. I know I brought a bevy of clothes with me today. There may or may not be something more accustomed to the beach in there, but we won't go counting our chickens before they hatch.
That is fair. Of course, at the Cornhusker State Games, we're in Lincoln, Nebraska,
Yes.
the capital of Nebraska. Back over to it, and that's going to be one for the road right here. Buena Vista putting up the 7th. But yes, we are in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is possibly the farthest away from an ocean that this Charleston, South Carolina native has ever been in my entire life. Now here towards the dead smack in the middle of the heartland, United States of America. Midwest in definition, right?
Yeah, exactly. Midwest in definition. I know there are some states, Ohio.
They live in Ohio. Come on.
But I mean, they're definitely in the East, folks. Just a little bit further over. I speak tongue in cheek. Of course, my wife's an Ohio girl, so that's a little bit of back and forth. But I know I'm from that state that's literally right there in the middle. Granted, we don't actually have a Smallville, USA down in Kansas, but I will say it is a brilliant place to be smack dab right in the heart. There's a reason they call it the Heartland.
Yes, sir. You can't pump blood without a heart, of which Ohio is absolutely not participating in whatsoever.
Exactly.
Nobody would call Ohio the heartland of anything, actually, except for, of course, Kendo, my co-caster, because his wife. Be a wonderful wife.
Exactly.
Ohio. That's what he can't say.
It's kind of like you give allotments for certain people.
I
I'd like to.
It was perfect.
I like
right?
to. Yeah, my wife is perfect in my own. Exactly. We give little allotments here and there, but let's talk about the task at hand. The first game here ending up going to Buena Vista, and it wasn't very close. Speaking of which, it not good at all. I realize there's not always too much into a name, but if you're starting this one out, it was not good at all. What are some adjustments that they could potentially make?
We saw multiple mistakes that not good at all committed in this first round here against Buena Vista, but at the end of the day, farther away, the largest has to be simply doubling up on this ball far too often. We're talking offense, we're talking defense. Now, their aerial game wasn't that bad by any means, but they're all over this ball, just like white on rice, and not allowing any space for any kind of defensive measures. Buena Vista was able to take this away. You called it, between steals, between offensive pressure and more. They were able to put up a 7-0 lead here in game number 8.
My biggest concern was the fact that there were multiple loose ball transitions right in the box, and they were converted upon 3 separate times where Buena Vista were able to take advantage of a mistouch that just careened itself gently in front of the goal, almost on a silver platter. Those are the things I feel like they need to adjust. The extra pressure, the forward position, not always a bad thing, but if you lack the control behind it, you find yourself in disadvantageous positions, and that's exactly what happened in game 1. But I will say this, Tugboat, the best teams are those who can make adjustments. So let's give not good at all the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how they adjust in a potential game number 2, as I do believe we're working on getting closer and closer to that. But I tell you what, I appreciate you earlier. We had the car behind us.
Somebody's gonna drive, right?
Yeah, I appreciate you taking us on a drive, taking us on a trip. I'll try not to be a snotty kid too much this next time. But yeah, game number 2 underway, and right off the kickoff, it's Buena Vista looking for a goal.
Yeah, first 5 seconds or so off the kickoff right here would have been far and away our fastest goal on streaming here today. As it is, Sky and Co. That's beat to it, popped up. That's going to be just narrowly avoided. Death Demon Delirious Destruction by Trev here, playing on the Icy Chiller account. Now pop back over after a very, very wonky move. It did not achieve any successful footing on this one. Now Trev down to the bottom, hit over, but Buena Vista is there with the defense.
And this is not good at all. They finally have a chance to push through the midfield and really show themselves true offensively. That being said, if you're taken out of the play, you're not going to be able to defend. And this is a Sky goal that doesn't do enough justice to the teammate behind the bomb. Not a jewel. That was not right.
Yeah, the fact that Nada Jewel is all the way inside of box right now, he was going for defender pretty obviously. The fact that nobody is there, lights are on, maybe nobody's home. 45 seconds into this one, Buena Vista up by 1-0. Nerd back over the middle. This ball, again, has not spent a whole lot of time in this middle area. As it is, might as well start paying rent there, Kevin.
Yeah, and for not good at all. You showed a semblance of control there for a moment. This is going to be a flick up and over. They're going to fall behind by 2 here, but there are signs of hope. Now, though, for Buena Vista, they're showing that they can make adjustments on the fly as well. You can't just stay stationary. Yes, the same thing can work over and over, but eventually your opponent is going to need a monkey wrench thrown into that. The physicality coming through for Buena Vista is something to watch out for.
And speaking of physicality, that's now our second demolition. Thanks, Donna Jewel. I really appreciate that. I was like,
perfect timing.
Point. We had one just a minute ago. There's our second. What a guy. What a guy. I love to see it. Sky over. Sky running into teammate right there. This is a great opportunity. That's a pinch play against the wall, and nobody is there to receive it on the other side. Return to sender, Kendo.
And this is a minute and a half gone by. Not good at all. Are getting a few more pokes into the offensive zone. That is a good sign. It is a sign of life for this team in green. The problem is you're not seeing enough sustain behind it, and that is an overcommit. Sky, a wide open net. it's at this point, it's almost a broken record.
Yeah.
The defense is there, but one small mistouch to the side or one small missed challenge leads to another open net. That's the nature of twos. One mistake.
Exactly. What we're looking at right there is just kind of cleaning up at the edges. That's what's required for not good at all. As it is, not a jewel popping this one up and over. This is not out of the realm of possibility for not a good at all by any means, but 180 seconds up top will most likely go the way of Buena Vista will go the way of Buena Vista if not good at all does not change up this scoreline. Back on over to it, little pinch play there, and the other player on the other side, not good at all, is not ready to receive it.
I know.
Maybe a bit of a broken record situation.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I'm noticing is some of the air roll that's being put in. Sky and Not a Jewel are adding just a little bit of English behind some of these touches, and they are getting the best of 50-50s that are challenged well in the box. Buena Vista now has 4 goals to the 0 of not a goal, and it's definitely rough at this point.
Well, just outside half-time, Buena Vista popping balls up and over towards these. It's not good at all. Unfortunately, falling again, the demo leads into the 5th goal for here. A little bit desolate here. Not that I would call the state of Nebraska desolate by any means.
Yeah.
But when you're going over, there's just so much farmland. It's hard to wrap your mind around just how much corn there is in the Cornhusker State.
I find it actually kind of beautiful, to be
It is.
perfectly
Oh, yeah.
honest.
I didn't mean to say
I was
baseball.
on my way. I know most of our casting crew today and this weekend was flown in. I was one of the wonderful folks who got the opportunity to drive, and just as I was crossing the Nebraska border, shocks of corn to my left, to my right. It was gorgeous. I felt like I was literally in a corn maze as I was driving down Highway 75. Some brilliant stuff to behold, and you can only really find that here in Nebraska.
Yeah, maybe that's the Cornhusker State Games for next year. Like a state that's so large you can literally have a corn maze in which you drive a car through it.
Yeah.
That's the world I one day want to live in, Kendo. That's the world I one day want to live in.
Well, we do have still 2 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock, and for not good at all, they are searching for solace. They're searching for a first goal in this series. It's going to be a ball up, and Sky scoring another one. We've matched the scoreline from game number 1, and this time it might be in even more devastating a fashion.
114 kilometers per hour. Shout out to production over there. No miles per hour. No plebe stuff here. We're kilometers per hour because this is Rocket League.
Yeah, we go with the metric system every now and then. I know I personally got the metric system up on my version of the game, not to alienate myself from the rest of civilization, but it's a lot more fun as you get the much higher numbers.
Yeah, no, I not only much higher numbers, like it's awesome seeing the triple digits down bottom, which is decently hard to do in miles per hour, miles per hour. But honestly, at this point, we're playing so much Rocket League. You put on miles per hour, I would be able to look at see how fast the ball is going, but it really translate to down bottom. As it is 8-0, Buena Vista outscoring not good at all right now at 15-0. One could say in this. Plenty on the line here. And as I say that, thank you. There you go, Adventure Nerd. That's a classic Caster curse, right? I'm sorry, Buena Vista. I'm sorry, Buena Vista.
Yeah, Buena Vista, they are victims of the caster's tongue here. That being said, Adventure Nerd earning that goal. The pressure that we were talking about earlier is of the utmost importance. You do want to make sure that you are undaunted by whatever scoreline is on the board, because a touch like that can lead immediately to a goal, and this may just be a ball long down the pitch, just wide, however, and Buena Vista, they are back to the defensive drawing board.
Yeah, don't call that ball a good dancer, but that was a little loose right there. It came all the way over, and again, it had a not good at all player in there. You might be looking at a 2-8 scoreline and a not good at all team that would continue to interrupt the momentum of Buena Vista. As it is, 9-1, our largest score difference as of this far.
Sky taking to the air, however, that living up to the name. You might add that one in there. So I am looking for Trev. I'm looking for Adventure to really try to manage the clock here in the last 70 seconds. Yes, you may be down, but again, every single goal, you have to look at it as a different instance, because you can change your mentality. A positive mental goes a long way in Rocket League, and one save at a time can be the difference in this game. They may be able to make the comeback.
Hey, just like building a house, brick by brick, step by step, and that's how it's going to be for both Buena Vista. Is it Buena Vista University?
Yes.
Oh,
And from what I understand, yeah, the Buena Vista University, I do need to look up and find out some of the details about this university, but if I remember right, it's the Beavers, the team mascot.
got you there.
Yes.
Trees here for sure. Not good at all. Has managed to pick up one, so has interrupted a little bit of progress there for them. But as it is, 45 seconds to go. 9 goals is just outside the realm of actual possibility. Back over to it. Almost a save. Sky nails this one against bottom left. Now, Sky putting up 10 of these 11 goals as well. We know who is the big hot shot here for Buena Vista U.
Okay.
Sky doing everything up top. Not a Jewel. Did get the assist, of course. Didn't get the assist. Sky may not have been getting these 11 without his teammate, not a Jewel. But as it is, that might be theory crafting at its worst, Kendo. God knows I'm no.
My goodness, I actually just got all the information right here.
Yeah.
A small private school in, let's see here, it is Storm Lake, Iowa. So the fact that they're here representing Buena Vista University, that's pretty stinging impressive. I know you and I both know a little bit about college carball, and that is...
Saying you know about college car understatement of the century.
Yeah, I know a little
You're
bit.
being humble right now. You're on the desk. You don't be humble up here. You are everything in a bag of chips. Your word is God's word, right? Like that's what's going out. Oh, maybe not. You understand.
Let's not go as far as quoting Kanye here. You know? We're not going to completely throw out a couple rap lyrics while we're at it here.
I can't.
You know, DMCA goes a long way, Tugboat, and I don't mind laying down a track with you. You know, we can make our own music.
Yeah, here you go at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Perhaps there's never been rap created here before, but there's a first time for everything.
Yes.
Kendo, FBI Tugboat here, Kendo Slice here, and we're looking at not good at all. Unfortunately, down 2-0 in the series. After what? That was 7-0 for the first,
yeah,
11-1 for the second. So they scored in the second. They found something there. I just want to see them capitalize upon that. Kind of take what they've learned from these first 2 games.
Yeah.
Come forth, take a game 3, push this to a longer series.
But the fact is, once you break the ice, things can change, and they do have their first goal here in the final. The problem is they are down by 2. They might have waited a little too long to go after it. Let's see if they can change their fortune in a game 3, as I do believe we are getting right back into the lobby for this game number 3. I am definitely looking forward to see how well Not So Good at All can change their fortune, because the Beavs are on top and they are looking for more.
So they've rubbed the lamp. The genie has come out. Now whether or not the genie will grant their wish is to be seen. Not going to happen so far for Buena Vista. This is the kind of defense that I really want. Not good at all.
Yeah.
With simply players in different parts of the field. When they're doubling up like this, they're both going. What? Like, again, doing this is like, yeah, if Buena Vista caught a really good rebound or something like this, that'd be points on the board. As it is, nobody is home right now to open the door. But doesn't matter. We're not enjoying shots like that.
In 2s, of course, there is a mentality. You want to put the ball where your opponent is not, and that's something that myself and a couple cohorts back in the day were extremely good at. The problem is you need to make sure you're winning the battles to the place that you're putting the ball, and that has not been the case for Not Good at All just yet. Still chance. I mean, first goal, they held them until the 4-minute 23 mark, but
that's longer than has
yeah,
before, right?
We may start see the tides of change.
Tides are a changing. The moon is coming down, affecting the water and stuff like this. Is coming in at different times or whatever else like that. Hopefully something's going on here. Not going to happen. Not a Jewel finding his second.
Is really nice.
And we are back to it, I hope. There we go. Yes. All right, glad to hear. 45 seconds in, 48 seconds in. Technically, math is hard. Buena Vista up 2-0, which again, just in case you didn't hear a second ago, is a better position than Not Good at All has been at this point in time so far in these games.
And that is a good place to be. Maybe a goal here might really set them on the right track. However, Not a Jewel and Sky have been doing a very good job of taking care of the ball, especially with these midfield pushes. Can they get their early pressure? Not Good at All. Do get an initial touch, but that one is going to be backward for Trev. It's dangerous in the box, and Sky with the finish.
Yeah, Sky not going to be denied goals in this one. Again, he got 10 in the last game. That's his first now, about 1 minute and 20 seconds into this one. we're not good at all. I mean, the defense there, again, just he's in front of it, just gets that slight miss. If he'd even gotten a finger, tippy finger on top of this one, there's no way that Sky would have been able to rail that one in from so close. Now, would have happened to rebounds? Who knows? That's the crowd.
But I am looking for a little more tenacity. Here is yet another goal. Sky finding a brilliant pass on the back end for Nana Jewel. The initial touch was missed, but great communication between the two is exemplary in this case, and Buena Vista are showing themselves to be fierce opponents.
Fierce opponents indeed. 4-0 right now, 90 seconds in. A little bit slower to that jump that they've been so far, but result might be the same. Not a Jewel getting this one taken away, but Sky is there all day long. Doubled up in the middle. That's a hit on over, and that's another one in. Not good at all. Nails in another one. Now 1-4. This is a decent scoreline. Again, better scoreline they've had so far.
Once again, it's Adventure coming through the midfield and really cutting off a pass. If you're Buena Vista, you don't want to leave loose balls like that because Not Good at All have shown themselves to be fluent in the interception game. Here's a potential secondary shot from Adventure off of the kickoff. Will not follow through. However, Trev, potential open net. It's going to be high.
Nicely done.
Will put it away, and they cut the lead to half.
There you go. An Adventure nerd right there. Teammate. Oh, no, yeah, excuse me. Still, both of them go for it, but Sky, again, just put the pressure on right there. It can't get to it. So far, Not Good at All has really just kind of turned up the speed of their play, and sometimes Buena Vista U just cannot match it, get there in time. That's leading to our 2-4 scoreline. Again, the best we've had for Not Good at All so far.
We'll see if they can keep more of the same. Back touch will allow them to control this ball in their own corner, and then a 50-50 will push this ball towards the middle. However, Sky is there to bring it right back on. Buena Vista have taken care of the ball extremely well. However, the control has been lacking in the last minute and a half because Not Good at All are finally getting the program. They finally understand the longer they can keep that ball, the more they're going to frustrate Buena Vista. However, this is a slow roller in, and Buena Vista will score another.
So this is just a bouncing, wonky ball from the right side. Sky puts it perfectly about halfway up this wall, and the angle is there and true. Sky technically gets the credit for the goal in. Jewel gets the assist. That technically would have gone in regardless. 5-2 now. This is still surmountable. This is still doable by any means. Not Good at All. What exactly is it that they need to do to kind of collapse in and take down Buena Vista U in this game 3?
I really think as long as they continue to stay behind some of these possessions, that will be the key. They've really shown themselves to be affluent here, but when the ball is in the air, when it is under control by Buena Vista, they have been lethal. 1, 2, 3, that's a goal for the Beavers. And at this point, they're building up a dam of goals.
Absolutely. 2-6 right here, 120 seconds left. Nerd against the middle here, and again, just kind of gets away from them. Buena Vista seems like they found their real pacing here. What they want to do is take this one up top, take it to the air, really push Not Good at All to their skills limits when it comes to that aerial play. See what happens. Shake that tree, see what falls out here, Kendo. Another loose ball gets away from members of Not Good at All for the time being. Now that Jewel goes up, and this look, no, that's way too high. And it's always on the second touch. Not about the first touch, always about that second touch.
Let's talk about
goal lead.
The control here exhibited by Nana Jewel extremely good. Notices that they will not have a shot necessarily on recovery down. Hits it with the butt of the car. You know, I love myself a good booty touch. If you can put it high off of the backboard and then recover with a secondary chance of your own. Really good stuff from Nana Jewel. Exemplary play.
Sky coming in screaming, running at this one up and over, and that's going to be shoved in right in the face. That's a Not Good at All member that got a front row seat to his own beheading.
And then they've taken the kid gloves off at this point. Not a Jewel will get credit, but really it was Sky with the initial push in. Not a Jewel just kind of falling through the attempted physical play, managing to get contact with the ball on the way in. It was a team effort, and I feel like the word team deserves to be praised because Buena Vista has come in looking like an extremely solid team. Working together, there is clear communication that we've been able to see here live on the stream, and now they're once again stalling this ball out in the offensive zone. The struggle to get this ball through the midfield has been tough, but Not Good at All are still there. That's a tragedy, as it'll be an old goal.
Not a jewel out here, using teammates, even using opponents to hit against this ball and get this one in. Little front right was not enough for this member of Not Good at All. I do believe that was Trev. Now we're looking at a 7-goal difference here, the last 45 seconds of our game number 3. This is best of 5. Ooh, excuse me. So we know what's going to happen when Vista takes this one.
Yeah, sadly 2 to 10, 41 seconds to go. This one is all but over, but I do want to focus on a little bit of solace for Not Good at All. This, of course, the winners final. So they have earned themselves a spot in, at the very least, the top 3 for this tournament. They are going to go down to the losers bracket, play in the losers final, and they have a chance to get exact vengeance come tomorrow. That's going to be a chance that they would like to take, and they're going away swinging. Adventure Nerd scoring the hat trick. You'll love to see it with 29 to go.
I throw 105 kilometers an hour on top of that, and that is a sweet tasting goal. Double digits, though, for Buena Vista, and really your point there is the one we need to go back to. Double elimination here does not matter necessarily if they're Not Good at All. They are not going home quite so far. They still have another game tomorrow in a loser's bracket run. It might be for the 8th. Okay, we are getting updated from the voice in our head. We promise we're not going crazy, though, that all of this will be figured out tonight. You good people do not have to wait.
Do you like grudge matches, Tugboat? Because I feel like that's what we've just been treated to. We are going to have all sorts of fun. Sadly, for this series in particular, it has been dusted, and Sky looking for one more for the road. It'll be Not a Jewel to push Usher that ball in.
Yeah, so 11-3 scoreline there for our game number 3. But as we know, lead of 1 is still enough to take it in Rocket League. These are hard-fought players who will take W's no matter how they get. This one just happens to look very, very good for your Buena Vista University team.
Yeah, the Beavers looking extremely fierce. I normally don't, yeah, exactly. I was going to say, normally you'd look at a Beaver and you think it's kind of cuddly, something you don't expect. Fear the tooth. They're coming in and they are definitely gnawing away at the competition.
Absolutely. Perhaps the fight song of Buena Vista U that Kendo and I have now provided for you guys very easily. So we'll expect our checks from the mail sometime in the next 6 to 10 weeks.
Yeah,
there you go. Buena Vista.
One
now, we're going to see, we had a bracket up here. I want to go ahead and check that.
Yeah, that way you're not alone. We'll both look at the phones at the same time. That way,
there you go. Make it seem like we're not.
It doesn't seem like we're completely. Hi there, everybody on the stream.
Oh, hey, there you go. You decided to join us. We're gonna get the names of the team that'll be playing against Not Good at All down here, and I believe that's the winners semis. Once again, we're going to be coming through and running through all of this Rocket League here today, so the culmination to come through. A little bit of money going on over the way of first, and we'll get kind of an update of exactly how much that is going to first and anybody else as we move through our bracket.
So go ahead. Not Good at All. They will be going up against a team referring to themselves as Monkey. So this will be interesting. Going back through, I want to double check, because Monkey got beat by Buena Vista. I don't think they have had the opportunity to meet up with Not Good at All. So we are going to get a fresh matchup between these two. I believe it's going to be another best of 5. I'm sure they're going to be updating me. Actually, it's just been updated. Apparently, they're giving us a break.
There you go.
Giving us a break, Tugboat. I can't believe it.
Oh, man.
We're going to be right back here live on Unified Live.
Hello and welcome back. We are the Unified Esports Festival 2021 here, powered by the Cornhusker State Games. FBI Tugboat here, Kendo Slice over there, and you guys are in for a treat. We're in grand finals now, Kendo.
Yes, what happens when monkeys meet beavers?
Monkeys meet beavers. I'm not sure if that's if they're like naturally in the same environment, normally, are they?
Banana split.
I am going to go ahead and exit stage right. That stage left to you guys, but my right here, because I believe I can no longer morally put up with what we have produced here.
It's a banana split decision.
No. I get it. I get it. You should feel bad about yourself right now. Okay?
I don't. I don't feel bad at all. I'm going to be perfectly honest. And we do have two teams, two combatants going up against each other in 2v2 race for prowess. They are going to be looking to win a lion's share of a $300 prize. And I'm very excited to find out who of these two teams it's going to be. Buena Vista and Monkeys. We ended up having one more technical difficulties. One of the computers, they decided it was done for the day. And, that does happen. Land environment, always fun, Tugboat. But we are going to finally get going here very shortly and see just how well these two teams can perform against each other. I do want to take a look really quick because I feel like they have gone up against each other previously.
Yeah, they have. That was Monkey getting 2-0 by Buena Vista earlier on. I believe that was the second round of the winners. I got you, big dog. Like you said, $300 going on to be split between these two teams. $200 going on to the first place winners, $100 going on to second. Now, I got to sit down with the Monkeys a little bit and kind of talk to them how they were going to be spending this cashola, because again, both of these teams guaranteed to be in the money. These young men were talking to me about what that was. Zaddy Zoo said he was going to spend it on a new keyboard and mouse. I'm not sure why I did this. Whereas, his teammate was talking more so about using it for a future game. I said Halo Infinite. He's a younger guy. Who knows if he's spending it on Infinite.
I thought bananas, but that would be borderline profiling at this point. We don't try to do that here. You can get
potassium,
quite a bit of money's worth of bananas. I think they're still like 49 cents a pound. That's insane. That's a lot of pounds of bananas. 100 pounds of bananas. You would need a pallet to unload that.
Yeah, something like that. Getting into it for about 10 seconds. Buena Vista knows how this one went last time. Up to it.
Oh.
Penner there's not going to put this one in so easy, or not going to let that one go in so easily. Excuse me.
And I think that's going to be the battlefield that we're more than anything else we're going to be looking at. How does Penner react to Buena Vista? Because Penner was there a large majority of the time defensively. Won't be able to be there for every single thing. How will Zaddy Zoo support Penner in that way? And right now, Monkeys are looking extremely solid. They are getting an initial push in. Can they get more?
Reversal now of this offensive pressure. Back on over to it. Pop up. Not a Jewel. Not going to be able to nail that one so easily. Zaddy Zoo coming up to it. Gets beat there by Sky. Sky picking up a big boost at the end as well. Flying through the air and gets out to it. That's not on point. This Thunder's not going to clap this time. Minute 10 so far. And Monkeys 0. Buena Vista 0. This is a better situation. The 2-0 situation the Monkeys found themselves in the last time they were in this matchup.
You can almost hear from the microphone what's going on over in the viewing zone at reactions coming from the crowd, and it's amazing that even now at 10:23 Central Time, local time, there are still people here watching this Rocket League tournament and the grand final there in Penner. Big save on the goal line, a chance for a counterattack may be in store if the Monkeys can find their way to Coconut Gun Incorporated.
There you go. No scores on boards quite yet in this best of 5. Now, that's a gut shot here from Not a Jewel from up top as well. Buena Vista taking the lead, not even early on, about middle of the way through this round number 1.
Not a Jewel, but that was a banger in the aerial slot. Well done by Buena Vista to finally beat Penner, who has been a steadfast defender the entire time. One thing I've noticed, Zaddy Zoo seems to be getting a quick kickoff in. It's something I just failed to notice at the tail end of the matchup that they had against Not good at all. It's not going to matter, however, with Not a Jewel once again finding the ball in the slot.
It's a fast bouncer right here coming up to the middle. Sky puts this up perfectly. Monkeys double up on the defense. And that's just me kind of a too many cooks in the kitchen situation there, Kendo. 2-0 now for Buena Vista. We're 25 seconds outside of halftime. Getting to this ball early and quick might be the key for the Monkeys to swing from these trees.
If there's a proper structure, though, I do believe you can never have too many cooks in the kitchen. It's when it's too many egos. You get one too many Gordon Ramsays that the pasta begins to fly out of the never-ending bowl, per se. But we are approaching halftime. Not a Jewel and Buena Vista U are doing a great job of keeping this midfield pressure, and Sky takes to the Sky shot on. Big save by Penner. Will push across, but again, Penner, so much pressure on this young player as the demo is going to come through, completely taking him off, and that will lead to the opening for Sky to top shelf.
Yeah, so Sky, third shot attempt on first goal made in. This is just a more methodical shot over the top. Not so much boost to be spoken of from Zaddy Zoo on the other side right there. Monkey's still in this one, still plenty of time. We'll have to get these scores going. String them together as well, not give up any to the way of Buena Vista.
We have... Oh, go ahead.
Sky back on over to this one, cornered action. Again, this is a Buena Vista team just going very, very slow, and so far finding a lot of value from it. Bouncers almost get to the quadruple touch or something like that on that. Rolling across the top more so than this ball.
There was a lot of touches on that, but we have an answer to one of our questions that we put out on the onset, and that is the battle between Penner and the offense from Buena Vista. They have resorted to violence in order to open up the holes. Now it's going to be up to the Monkeys, and specifically Zaddy Zoo to create something. That is a pinch and 3/4. It's going to be right in the box, and Sky with the finish.
All right, guys, go to YouTube.
My goodness.
Type in those perfect twos coordination that you can get. You'll find this clip right here. That is just everything there for Buena Vista. The setup, the pinch over, monkey player can't get to it, and then just rolls all the way around along the wall. Put this up perfectly right in the front. Buena Vista winning this kickoff again right here. One defender back, and that's going to be Zaddy, who got out to it for right after Penner put it there. Sky back to the middle, setting up for Not a Jewel again. We saw this happen earlier. Will it happen again? Bounce plays, and he gets it behind it, gets kind of caught up under his own 2 feet, and that's Not a Jewel. Railing another one in, fifth shot attempt, third goal hit.
The danger for Penner here is don't try to do it all.
Yep.
Make sure you trust your teammate, because that can happen very easily. You fall behind the ball just enough, the slightest mistouch can turn into a goal, but credit to Buena Vista. They put themselves in solid position and really exemplary confines. Now they are up 5-0. They look to be taking the driver's seat role here in this series, and they are making a statement multiple ways. The demo coming in on the back end.
Yeah, and that's just kind of, again, seeming like it's Buena Vista's game plan at this point. If there's any super hard offensive pressure towards them, they just simply even out these numbers a little bit more so their way. 40 seconds in, Monkeys have to go on a run for the ages right now, score every 8 seconds. Just to tie it up.
The Beavers trying to answer the age-old question, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? The answer is 12 demos so far in game number 1, and they were looking for another. Sky was on the back end. It's gonna be 5, and now 6 goals. Not a Jewel and Sky connecting once again.
Not a jewel, but this diamond is a shining right now.
Oh,
Sky for that over there. Look at this little spinner pass right here, looking like a Beyblade, and that one is for our boomer listeners.
Absolutely.
Seconds
Let
left.
her rip, my friend. Let her rip all day long. Buena Vista find themselves really. This is impossible at this point for Monkeys. I've peeled a lot of bananas in my day, but this is one too many bananas to peel in a certain amount of time. Still a possibility for a trip to South America as we see a 7th goal with 1 second to go. If they can arrange it, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to go as far as Pash back in the day saying I would take my shirt off and throw a whole bunch of jelly on during a European Rocket League stream.
Yeah,
but
that was a very dramatic statement.
It was a very interesting statement. I still can't believe to this day that it actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for commentators kind of juicing it up. Like, we frequently take bets between ourselves. Like,
Exactly.
Let's come back on this. But
I don't take any
me,
bets.
everybody always tells me, like, oh, well, you got to shave the stash. Like, that's not the bet if it happens. But I'm telling you, people, it's not simply going to happen. Buena Vista up 1-0 in the series as of right now after a brutal 7-0 lead in the game number 1.
And the bananas were not ripe in this game number 1. We'll see if they have a chance to ripen a little bit more. Penner was there for a large majority of the defense, but
Again,
every single time you think that they are there, they are getting physically bullied. This is not something that I can endorse. At this point, someone call PETA. The monkeys are in duress.
There you go. Look a little bit closer to, closer to like a one-sided competition so far. You're 100% right. 30 seconds into this one. Monkeys did a good job of keeping it scoreless earlier, but that is not, unfortunately, a reality that we find ourselves in. 32 seconds in, and Buena Vista strikes first on this one after Sky is just illumined.
Shock and awe, blitzkrieg tactics taking place, and once they've demoed them and get them out of position, they take to the sky, finding slot positioning in the air. And it's been brilliant stuff from Buena Vista. Borderline masterclass of control. They look for another one. Big save. Will keep this ball just to the side, but it's a hair's breadth that keeps this ball out, and they are not done yet. Sky ball down will just be shallow enough to not put that one in. And the Monkeys may be able to run the table here. They bring this ball all the way back, but not enough control to see it through.
This is spent most of its life, this ball has, over towards the Monkey's side. Solid block right there. Penner throwing epic on top of that one. Minute 15 into this one, only a score difference of 1 so far. Back to the corner, popped up. Penner and teammate are ready for it, but not for the fancy plays from Sky, and then give it up. They counted that one out a little bit too soon before these chickens hatch.
It's another instance of Penner trying to do everything on its own at certain points. Penner was there, committed to the first initial challenge in, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't blame him. When you are getting demoed or bumped at every turn, it almost feels like, okay, I got to save this ball, and
oh, man.
Things are just becoming lackluster at this point.
The Monkeys just have to pay attention a little bit more to the defense earlier on in these games. It kind of, I'm not going to say they're chalking it by any means. Not saying they're chalking it by any means, but it kind of seems like they're pouring a little bit too much in offense. Maybe not communicating enough, especially once the offensive pressure is onto them. Now, pressure will frequently destroy, will frequently crush, but sometimes, Kendo, as we know, it makes diamonds.
I would actually like to see that pressure even more exemplary, pushed forward. I want it to be even more prominent, because we're seeing great challenges by the Monkeys. Imagine if those challenges are in the midfield and they start winning 50-50s. Buena Vista are committing so much forward to create some of these demos that they are putting themselves out of position at times. 150-50 in the midfield could be the difference, and it's up to the Monkeys to really exude confidence coming through the mid and to punish that opportunity.
Exactly. It's just about that PMA, that positive mental attitude. Mental is not a word as far as I know. Back on over to this left corner. Sky flipping and tossing his way over there. A little back pass from this. Sky looking for a lot of boost on top. Now that's a huge hit. Sky is going to be in decent position to take us on top. Zaddy's doing a little bit of a run. Sky dumps a lot to get off there and then gets a wonky flip at the end. But now not a duel, on a run here. Monkeys going to be looking to grip back on the defense, rotate and more. Pick up boost on the way. That's a hit over, and thankfully Zaddy's is there and then gets a nasty miss. But another uncharacteristic miss from Sky right here. There's been a lot of bare misses of angles, just a couple degrees off on this one. Sky puts us in front of him in the middle of two, and two lesser players would have let that one go in.
You see close misses. I see a land of opportunity. Can Zadizu make the save? Yes. This is going to be another shot towards the net. and they desperately need something. This is back the other way. They jump on it, they shoot, they score, and the Monkeys are in business.
Yes, sir. We're looking at 109 seconds up top. Plenty of time for Monkeys to bring this one back. They have to be feeling the ire, the fire from the earlier 2-0 sweep that they suffered from the hands of the Buena Vista University Beavers. They look to strike back on this one. They got plenty of time to do it. That's on point and gets knocked out at the very end. Just again, nice corner play on that one. Going to be paying off the corner bar a little bit later. Sky back to the middle. Got big boost and more. Doubled up on the other side. Monkeys now pushing off to the corner up there. Kind of slower to get to this one. And it does make sense because they knew this was coming. They knew the rotation from now Jewel was coming to have a very fast hit towards the middle. This is what Buena Vista has been doing for a whole lot throughout this game. And obviously what they've seen them do to other teams. Now reading it like a book.
I like the slowing down of the ball in the offensive zone by Buena Vista, especially when you're up by 2, 75 seconds to go. That's exactly what you need to do. Stall it out and make sure that you're putting yourself in prime position to win, because Monkeys have figured a lot out. They have a chance. Control here by Penner, looking for the reversal flick. Does not get it, and that is going to be punished. Back the other way until Zadizu sweeps it away. Very last moment. The Monkeys still alive, but they need to desperately get this ball out of the defensive zone. Sky looking for blood. Will not find it, but Jewel is there to put the ball away.
Average of score every 15 seconds here for the Monkeys to tie it up. This is still completely within the realm of possibility. A 0-7 for Buena Vista earlier would have put lesser players down to that, that negative mental attitude, that NMA, you know what I'm saying? But Monkeys are in a fantastic position right now. And still, this game, too, not over by any means. Bounce off back to the middle, almost there. Sky just really tipped it up on and over while flirting with this goal, but not going to go in. Sky there again. Now the Jewel hitting it back over to the corner. Penner's picking this one up for the time being, taking to the wall in more. Back down. Remember, Zadizu just a little bit too slow there. It was very, very hard to get this one on top as Buena Vista players are there, but now they are obviously just controlling this ball and wasting out time.
And that's, again, smart play. It's actually a sign of respect, if you ask me. Buena Vista know that this Monkeys team has the potential to do something. They don't want to make mistakes, so what do? Let's control the ball. We'll get it to the corner. The corner is where the ball goes to die a lot of the times, and that is where we will see the ball killed out. Game number 2, going to Buena Vista U in a very close game between them. I mean, yes, it was a 3-goal disparity. However, feel-wise, Monkeys figured out a lot in this game. Can they apply that going forward? Because they put a lot of respect on their name, did Buena Vista.
100%. We literally saw Buena Vista just mentally kind of realize, okay, all right. Slows down a little bit. Yes, we're ahead by 3, but there's plenty of time for these guys to come back. They're playing simply night and day different from how they did in game number 1. Again, a 0-7 there. 4-1 here. There was 3-1 for a dangerous amount of time if you're a Buena Vista University fan, if you're a Beavers fan. Back on over to it. This is a game 3 in our best of 5. Maybe best of 7. We'll talk about that a little bit later, Kipton.
Wait a minute. Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll find out exactly what you're getting at. I clearly see a best of 5 here between Buena Vista and Monkey, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. We'll find out. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Good push so far from Monkey. Can they get it into the offensive zone, though? It will be challenged on by Sky, and Buena Vista U looking to control. More aerial antics. Jewel gets it down. It's in the box. A miss by Zadizu. Will not go punished, though. And Monkeys are back in the offensive zone. That's off the sidewall, off the bar, but Sky will control it in and out.
Yeah, that was a low and slow roller that almost nailed this bottom right-hand corner. Would have been the first lead for the Monkeys so far, in a fantastic position to have been in this game number 3. Sky back on over. That's a bounce play, and Zadizu unfortunately putting it in. His attempt was to try and hit this up and to the right, but obviously always a dangerous move whenever you're playing this ball very close to your goal like that.
It's an absolute shame. The first goal for the Monkeys, but it comes on the wrong net. And I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold them to it right here. Monkeys are gonna score more goals here in game number 3.
Hopefully the other way, though, right?
Yeah, hopefully the other way. It's gonna be Zadizu.
There you go.
Right here. It's more than one. 2 goals now for the Monkeys, this time on the right side.
Yes, sir. This is just a complete, from downtown, from a different area code, Kendo. You have to put extra postage on this one just to make it all the way in, make sure it gets there.
So 341. Chance to really reset the brain case if you are the Monkeys. Bananas may be going on sale, but you cannot give up the sale papers because, there goes the coupons.
Yeah, this is, again, a Buena Vista squad that is just so good at reading where these balls are going to go. This is just barely in front of this Monkeys player. He gets on in there, gets the interception, gets a cut off to the right, and just like that, doubling up at 2-1 is Buena Vista. Sky's back on over, bouncing this one down.
I'm bent, though. I definitely am going to keep track of this. The actual score is 2-1.
Fair.
For Monkeys.
For Monkeys, because they've gotten 2 goals.
Yeah, because they've gotten 2 goals. The own goal counts for the Monkeys. I'm in my own little imagination world right now. I'm going to be keeping track throughout.
Getting into the head of Kendo. Now, that's not a situation we should have spotted. Oh, slow! And for the member from up top, can't get there in time. Monkeys now down by 2. 2 is, of course, the most dangerous lead in any esport, in any traditional sport. We'll see how they deal with this, because they got plenty of time, just outside of 200 seconds.
Back in the day, I used to be a fairly overweight human being, and I've come a long way.
Yeah.
And I threatened kids at times when I was in the middle of sometimes teaching them. I may or may not homeschool, so they may or may not been my kids. But
Got you.
Hey, a bunch of stuff we're going to throw out there, but I may or may not have threatened them with sitting on them. Sky did exactly that for that goal, and we see another ball killed down in the box. Buena Vista have taken the lead here, 3-2. I mean, 4-1. This is going to get very confusing very fast. Caster math is hard.
Gastropath is hard indeed. Nah, I feel like that's the go-to always from a parent. It's straight up like they get flustered or whatever. It's just, I'm gonna sit on you. You can't do anything. Right? One of those irritating things I heard as a child from my parents. That and I'm gonna throw the Xbox out the window, like I've been talking about. So
I will throw the Xbox out the window, and Penner's gonna throw the ball into the net. Really well done here from the midfield. The demo comes through, but does them a disservice because they are out of position.
Yep.
The Monkeys have 2 goals now, and we're approaching halftime.
Yeah, it seems like the Monkeys' best play here is frequently just get perfect angles from a long distance, because Buena Vista has just been playing this hard and fast offense so much that they can do anything when these Monkeys players connect on such long angles. As it is, Buena Vista back on the offense. Not Joe actually missing that not once but twice now, going back for a big boost, and
Don't book a cheap hotel.
Happy birthday.
he's going to want to have taken it home. Doesn't matter in the thick of things. This Buena Vista player comes up, takes the advantage, and rails in another one here. 4 difference of 3 now.
I do like the fact we got Penner in the chat throwing out Worth. We see Monkeys. They were chasing the demos there. Buena Vista has been picking on them schoolyard bully style this entire time. And
I mean, it's hard.
The frustration eventually sinks in.
It's hard to talk when you're nothing but fire, pits, and molten gasoline burning on a Rocket League field. So Worth, I'll go with it. I agree. I love it. 2 minutes left. Not a jewel. Up and over. No good angle for him. That's just going to go straight up, and the player's going to have to interact with this one to get it anywhere. Another miss here from Not a Jewel. Definitely not been missed by these Monkeys members. That is a couple different misses from a couple different players, and there you go. Get a holy cow in chat from Sky.
There's still time, however, and that'll be a routine save for Penner once again. Bump Sky on the back end of this. Will get demoed for the effort, and that will go all the way down. Sarizu with the goal. However, this is going to put a very large hamper into my game plan here, because that was an own goal from Buena Vista.
Well, no, actually, now it's easier, right? Because the Monkeys get, like, the 2 that they've made and the one that the other team made, like, on the board, right? It actually makes it like a little bit more even. I'm not sure. We're throwing a whole lot of numbers at you guys right now as it is. It's 5-3 up top. Buena Vista on the cusp of taking this first place W right now, but they're 80 seconds away and 2 scores from that reality. Not a Jewel up and down. Not a Jewel missing this one again, up and over. Barely getting to his skies with the second rotated player. Another up. barely missing that aerially. Yeah, the demo might come through, but not a Buena Vista now on the defense. Really back here soon. Attempted pinch. Gets a little bit of moment, but not everything, not the juice that was needed. Up and over. Buena Vista player. There's only one in the playable side of this. Now back to it. Monkeys forced to stay on the defensive side of theirs. And another miss from Sky. They're going to follow it up with a demo right here. It's not a Jewel and Sky as they rotate back to middle. Come back to it. Monkeys players are back. It's supposed to be very, very easily popped up and over.
That may go all the way. Not quite. Penner cut off by Sky, and that is an open net. Jewel will convert. And Buena Vista put themselves up by 3 here late.
Very late.
If you're the Monkeys, things are becoming dire straits, and you don't need a Sultan to understand how much of a swing needs to happen in the next 30 seconds.
Sultan of Swing. That was a Dire Straits reference.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. Okay, I like it. Like something clicked right in there. That is going to be for you older listeners out there. You know, anybody under the age of 22 is going to remember that one. They're not going to understand that one. 6-3 right here. A little bit of keep away plays, but not for Buena Vista. They're going hot, heavy, hard all the way. There it is. That is keeping the people alive towards the middle. 7-3. As Not a Jewel puts in his 4th goal for 5 attempts. Of course, Not a Jewel did also put in an own goal earlier, so that math is just completely screwed.
So close at this point, and 17 seconds left. I don't want to call it, but this one may be over. The Monkeys can show me some miraculous divine intervention here, and they need to do it very shortly. Zadizu will give a shot towards the net, but it'll be saved by Not a Jewel. Outside of the realm of possibilities as we see 4 seconds left on the clock. It is Buena Vista U will be your champions of Rocket League for the Cornhusker State Games. And congratulations to both of the combatants. The fact is, Monkeys were exemplary in what they did. They battled to get here. They will finish a very solid, respectable 2nd place, and they will go away, as you mentioned before, with a share of the prize pool. But the lion's share is going to go to Buena Vista U and the Beavers. They were building the dam all day long.
Chopping them down, absolutely. A fantastic home they have built for themselves. $200 going their way. And I want to quickly give a shout out here to people and organizations do make this possible. First and foremost, there's the Johnny Carson Center for Emerging Media Arts, which of course esports is. Shout out to Atlantic as well as the Nebraska Sports Council. Lastly, but not least, next to lastly, but not leastly is the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau. And then lastly is Allo. Yes, that's the fiber company.
Yes.
It's out here with those very, very quick connections. Love to see it. Now, this best of 5 will now be extended to our best of 7 situations now. And we're going to see our head producer coming to tell me what's worth, and that we got to get on out of here. We got to get out of here. You ask a question, you get an answer, everybody. You ask a question, get an answer. This is done and dusted. This best of 5 is on the way down to our Buena Vista U, and we're having a lot of fun here on Desk. FBI Tugboat here. Fantastic man sitting to my left, your right. Kendo Slice. If you enjoyed what you heard, you can find us over there on Twitter at FBI_tugboat and Kendo with a 0 Slice.
Yeah, I'm sure they're actually going to put the names up here one more time. You know, it makes it a little easier for the visual reference, but as you mentioned, done and dusted. That is our stream for the night. That is the night, but that is only one night of 2. We are going to be back tomorrow for more Esports Festival action. It is the Unified Esports Festival Cornhusker State Games. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be back at 10 tomorrow here local time Central. We'll see you then.